Good morning. We are doing the Uddhav Gita today, and we had started a new chapter that was chapter 17. We had completed till verse 12 and we had started verse 13. The verse was not completed last time, so I will redo the verse again for your benefit. This is the 13th verse. So we are doing Uddhav Gita. This dialogue between Sri Krishna and Uddhava, chapter 17, the continuation of verse 13. I will read the verse for you. Now, knowledge is said to be the outcome of sattva, activity of rajas, and ignorance of tamas. Time is no other than God, who causes the disturbance amongst the gunas, and tendency is identical with the cosmic prana. Now, this is a very crucial verse, so I want to explain this again to you. The three things that we did last time was knowledge is sattvic quality. Those who are on the path of sattva, they have a lot of knowledge. The rajasic people, they are always activity driven. And the tamasic people are always ignorant. Now, you may find that there is a mixing of the gunas also, which means some people may have more sattva, less of rajas, and less of tamas. Some people may have less of sattva, more of rajas, less of tamas. Today's day and age, a person in the Kali Yuga, which is this Yuga, has more of tamas. This is the Kali's Yuga. Tamas is rising tremendously. Tamas is on the ascendant, rajas is going down, sattva is no longer existing. There is hardly a dot of sattva in this universe left. So, knowledge is minimal. As you can say, knowledge of literally anybody in this world, you can go and find out from anyone. They will have limited knowledge. Now, when I talk of knowledge, it also means spiritual knowledge. Where spiritual knowledge is concerned, there is nothing there. A person may have material worldly knowledge, but zero spiritual knowledge. Then what happens? He becomes a rajasic person, and then he becomes a tamasic person. Now, in these three distinctions that are there, sattva, rajas, and tamas, like I said, today there is lots of tamas in this world, lot of inactivity, ignorance, inertia, lethargy, laziness. All these people are filled with it because of the yuga. Look at your own children or people in this world right across the globe. Earlier, they would go out and play. Children would go out and play, people would go out, there would be a lot of activities and stuff like that. Today, most of the people are lost in their phones and in their gadgets. There is a lot of activity going on in the phone. Games, various social medias and so on and so forth. Person doesn't have time for the real world at all, outside which is there. The physical world, he doesn't have time. He finds little time to go outside and work sometimes, but that is it. Beyond that, earlier he would have gone out and bought, say, grocery. That also is not needed nowadays. You take the same phone and the grocery comes to your house. You don't have to go to the bank also nowadays. You don't have to go for any registration of anything because everything is online, everything is on the phone. And because of that convenience, people have become extremely lazy. People are filled with inertia. The most important part which we are having today is complete ignorance. These people are not interested in any knowledge of any sort. Nobody wants to read. Earlier, every few lanes there would be a bookshop. Nowadays, there are no bookshops. Why? Because people like Amazon and all have come and destroyed that market. Amazon themselves are selling books, but Kindle and this and that, there is hardly anything worthwhile. The current crop of people, those who write the books also, they want to write against everything, against religion, against organized stuff in this world. They want to talk about weird stuff, weirder. That is the way how the books have gone. So that nobody wants to read. There are classes. So people don't want to join anything. They just go to the classes, and nowadays it is online. So you join the online class, take whatever you want to, write your examination and finished. People are more working towards getting ranks. They are interested in only getting the degree and the post graduation and the doctorates for their narrow minded purposes. They are more interested in, oh, if I get a PhD or if I get a doctorate or if I get a master's from some big institution, then I will make a lot of money. I will become rich. I can do this. I can start companies, blah, 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 all that. So this is called ignorance. Material worldly ignorance is also there. Hardly anybody knows anything around. So the knowledge is minimal. In yesterday's satsang also I was saying, I was giving information about the kind of projects that we have. Incidentally, Indians themselves don't know what projects are going on. So I have to tell them, okay, go see this project over there. In Tamil Nadu, there is this project. In Karnataka, there is this project. In Punjab, there is this project. In Andhra, there is this project. It's very sad. So as you can see from your current example, sattva is no longer existing. People are lazy. Period. You can't even expect them to keep their word. Spiritual. See, understand one thing. That is called spiritual knowledge. Alright? The highest knowledge is spiritual knowledge. Because today people are in the tamasic mode, they don't want to do even their material worldly work. They don't want to do the material worldly work, so how can they even think of spiritual? For them, spiritual means it's connected more to body. Everything spiritual is nowadays connected to the body, which is wrong. Why? Because the development of the body is everything to do with you being fit and healthy. Because of laziness, they would rather do the exercise in their house. They will do yoga sanas. They will do those pilates and all those kind of activities that are there. Now, yoga is for developing your body properly. Is it anything to do with spiritual? Nothing. Because like I said, there is no spiritual knowledge left. So Sattva Guna is out. Those who think that they want to be in spiritual. See, there are lots of people who believe, I am very spiritual, I am very spiritual. And they tell the whole world, I'm a very spiritual person. Is it? What time do you wake up in the morning? Do you get up at Brahma Muhurtam every single day of your life? No. There are concessions. Spirituality is not a weekly off kind of a thing, Your material worldly office is, yes, you may have a weekly off. You may have 4 days of office and 3 days off. Yes. Some people have 6 days of office and 1 day off. Spirituality is not about taking off even for a day. It is part and parcel of life. Yesterday, we had a person who said, the Bhagavad Gita is the way of life. Bhagavad Gita is the way of life. Uddhav Gita is also way of life. It tells you that you cannot take even 1 day holiday from spirituality. Knowledge gathering is every day. Spiritual means being every day doing things in a clockwork precision. But because of the yuga, we have to blame the yuga. See, you can't blame God, no? At the end of the day, you have to blame the yuga. So let us blame someone. Well, it is not me, you see. The whole world is asleep at 4 o'clock or 3 o'clock in the morning. What is the point in me getting up at that time? Congratulations. So, those who are on the tamasic mode, they can't even enter the world of spiritual because they cannot even keep their eyes open. Secondly, there are no activities. If there is meditation or if there is reading of the scriptures, the reading of the scriptures also doesn't happen. It is, oh, I have read that in the morning, I did the Gayatri Mantra. Why should I do the rest of the stuff in? If you are in spiritual, your whole day should be spent in that. And your side by side, your material worldly activities are also supposed to happen. 5 minutes of standing in front of some day, some temple of yours that you have in your house and saying Om, 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 or some kind of a prayer doesn't work. That is not spiritual. Spirituality is 24/7, 365 days in a year, lifetime. You can't take even one Sunday off. You can't say that today I am not feeling well. Even if you are not feeling well, doesn't matter. Imagine, who is spiritual? The word spirit. We talk spirit means God. Can God take even 15 minutes rest? Ask yourself this question. Does God say, oh, I just want to go and enjoy, I will go to maybe my Vaikunta and just relax for a day or two? That doesn't work. God doesn't relax. God doesn't have holidays. God doesn't have anything that is there. That is spirituality. Here, this is a weakling spirituality. People are so weak. So the part of tamas going towards sattva doesn't exist. Absolutely weak people. There is no spine in them. Spine, you understand? No guts in these people. Gutless people. And these gutless people will give examples why they can't do things. So there is no sattva in them. Rajas means constant activity. You can't say in a Rajasic person, oh, I'm feeling tired, today I worked so hard. I need a holiday. They go on a holiday and they want to come back and then they say, oh, I'm tired of the holiday, so I want to take another holiday for that purpose. And they will take an extended 1 or 2 days because they have to get ready for the office or whatever. Today's day, nobody is going to office and yet they are tired. So where is sattva? Where is rajas over here? Rajas also doesn't exist. Rajas means constant activity. And in that activity, you cannot say, you can't have 3 servants and 4 servants and say, hey, you do this, hey, you do that. I want you to do this. Go cut the vegetable, do this, I want this to be done, I want that. That is not rajas. That is ego. And that you are showing off your arrogance, money or whatever that you have. Physically, are you doing work? Rajas is connected to physical activity. Activity. People don't even want to lift their finger. It is about, I sent emails, I wrote them a message. The idea was that you have to be active. Writing message on a phone is not called activity. How much of reading have you done? How much of learning have you done? How much active were you? So even rajas is not there in these people. So what is left? Only tamas. So I hope you understood. This is the half part of the 13th verse. So now we will go to the part which we had left behind. Time is no other than God who causes the disturbance amongst the gunas. And tendency is identical with the cosmic prana. Very important verse to understand. There is a disturbance amongst the gunas. And that is connected to time, which is none other than God. What does this mean? What is the disturbance amongst the gunas? Gunas are sattva, rajas and tamas. We understood this? Correct? Now, if there are these three gunas, what is the disturbance among the gunas? I'll give you an example, very simple example. Let us say there is a person in your own house. Okay? Now, he is sitting, is lazing on the couch over there. Lazing on the couch. He wants to watch the cricket match going on. There is a cricket match going on television somewhere. He wants to watch that. He will wait for his wife to come in that room. After the wife comes, he will say, "वो जरा TV on कर देना. Can you put on the TV? Give me the remote." The disturbance among the guna is he wants to be rajasic and yet he cannot move himself from tamas. So he tells his wife who has to come 10 minutes later, she will come and then she will say, "Okay, here is the remote." And he will be lying down in the same position and watching the television. And then he'll tell her, "Can you get me something to eat?" Doesn't that show you this person is like a pig? Imagine the pig. Now, what is the disturbance in the pig? Do you know what is the disturbance in the pig? It's the most consumed animal in the world. Consumed, eaten. Human beings love to eat pigs. See, it gives them rajas. The idea of the disturbance in the gunas is this. A sattvic person can become tamasic very soon. See the word which came over here? Very soon. A rajasic person can fall down in 1 minute. In 1 minute to tamas. But it will take him years and years and years of service to become sattvic. Did you see? I use two words again. Years and years and years and 1 minute. Is there a distinction in time over there? Yes. Yes. To fall down is easier. To rise up is difficult. That is why those who promise me that they will get up early in the morning, do their work, go to work, do hundreds of activities, read, become more knowledgeable and do hundreds of different things, never tend to do that because of this factor called time. I don't have the time. Time is a factor which is available a plenty to sattva, less to less amount of time is available for rajas, and hardly any time for tamas. I will tell you. For a rajasic person, does the time fall short? Ask yourself this question. Those who are reading, writing, and they are very much interested. I have to reach here. I have to do this. I have to do this. I have to do this. I have to do. They keep on saying this. I have to do this. I never find time for doing this. They never find time. A tamasic person, he is always asleep. He is always lazy. He doesn't even lift his finger. So for him, does the time move? It doesn't matter to him, because what is there to do? Nothing. I have nothing to do. There are lots of households in India today's day and age, where the wife goes out to work in the low in the the poor people. The wife will go out and she will work. Husband will be sitting at home, drinking, going out for walks, meeting his friends, doing all kinds of activity but not interested in work. The answer is, I can't find work. But he has time for playing games. One of my disciples, her husband, he doesn't work, she works full day. He has got two cocks. You know those cocks which we say? Big ones. And he loves to have cockfights. He just sits at home doing nothing. Other person that I know, he just waits for the wife to get the salary. The day she gets the salary, he takes everything away. And he gives her only a pitiful amount, and he says, use this for your house. Rest, I will go and drink away. This is the current condition of the tamasic guna. And tamas is controlled by time in a different way. Alright? The sattvic people, they can manipulate time also, by the way. I can tell you this much. Manipulation of time is also possible by the sattvic people. Do you know how they do it? If you give a sattvic person a job to do, he will finish that job and he will still have time for more. He is never going to complain a single day in his life that he doesn't find time. Do you get the point? In his world, he is able to expand and compress time the way he wants it. A Rajasic person cannot find time. His time is always lost. He says, oh my God, I should have done this. I should have more time in hand. They should be not 24 hours. They should be at least 48 hours in a day. Because I have too much work to do. A Rajasic person talks like this. A Tamasic person, like I said, he is a useless fellow. 99% of this world is Tamasic. So you can understand, if I'm talking about useless means, I'm talking about you all. Do you really have the guts to get up in the morning every single day, clockwork precision, and do your work? No. No. I was seeing somebody who, at the age of 65, has got 6 packs and 8 packs or whatever, and he does a lot of running and so on and so forth. By the time a person becomes 50 and 60 years old, he feels old. I can't do this, I can't do that, this I cannot do, I can't walk, I can't do so much of work, I have worked for so many years. So, time is a factor which is God itself. Who can find time can find God. The Sattvic people find time for everything. That is why God is with them. Because time is equal to God. Rajasic person don't find time. Never have God in their life. Tamasic person, they are lazy. They can't even lift their finger. So they are like pigs. They would rather roll in the mud and whatever crap that is there and not even get up in life. Today's yoga is tamasic. They will be lost in their cell phones, not interested in anything. Yesterday, there was a very funny incident which I saw. The wife used to go out to work. All right. This is in some Chinese, China, I think. And the husband would be sitting on the computer full day. There was a small unit which he had kept next to him. Okay. And he told her that it is an air purifier. Purifier. Nowadays you require a lot of purifiers, no? One day she came to know in the last 2 days ago, she came to know that it is not a purifier. It is that latest, that gaming machine, that PS5 or something like that they call it. The moment she came to know, and it was just next to his computer, that screen, she took it and she sold it. Why? Tamas. They have, these tamasic people have time for all the wrong stuff in the world. They can sit for 2 hours, 3 hours drinking, glasses of liquor. They find time for that. They will pour their glass and they will sit over there eating. In Mumbai, they call it chakna. All the nice stuff while they are eating. All the non-veg stuff and all the, they would have time for all that. But if you tell them to go and work, they have no time for that. Sattvic people can find time in everything because they have God with them. Time is none other than God. Time is none other than God. Only if you are Sattvic can you find God. Can you find time? Got it? If you tell a Sattvic person, today there are 20 people coming for lunch. At 10 o'clock in the morning also, if you tell this person, a Sattvic person, by 12 o'clock, he would have created at least 10 dishes. I'm saying he, could be she also. If that person is Sattvic. If you tell a Rajasic person that, a Rajasic person, if you tell that person, I will have the food in 2 minutes. How is that? A Sattvic person took 2 hours to cook the food. How does a Rajasic person have the food in 2 minutes? Nothing. I'll just order it on Zomato or Swiggy. Very good. If you tell the Tamasic person this thing, Tamasic person will say, go and see in the fridge what is there. Don't call your people. 20 people coming. Why are they coming? For what reason? I don't have time for them. Don't have time for them. This is the way. So, did you get the point? This is the disturbance in the gunas. Time works in different ways in different gunas. Got the answer? Now, tendencies. Everybody has tendencies. How do the tendencies come? The tendency is identical with the cosmic prana. The cosmic prana, the universal prana, not your prana. Otherwise, you will say, oh, I have the pranic energy. No. The tendency is connected to the cosmic prana. I have to explain this to you again. Now, cosmic means the creation. Okay? In the creation. In this universal creation, not here, not in the body as such. Your prana is slightly different than that prana. But what is this? So, and tendency is identical with cosmic prana. When it is raining outside, what is the thing that you would love to have? A cup of hot tea and bhajia. Have you heard people talk like that? A batata vada, bhajias, hot cup of tea or coffee. It's very cold outside. I can't get up from my bed, I have been lying in my bed for 2 hours. Why? But I got up in the morning, 4 o'clock. You told me to get up. No, I got up at 4 o'clock. I was just lying in my bed because it is very cold outside. So I got up from the bed, means I put my foot down after taking the blankets away at 6 o'clock. But I woke up at 4. This is called untruth. Now, do you understand the tendency? Outside prana says it is very cold. Inside your prana says it is very cold. The tendency of yours is directly proportional to everything happening outside in this world. It's called tendency. Tendency. Now, tendency is something I have to explain to you again. All right. So, I gave you one example of cold outside, cold inside you. It's so hot, it's so hot, it's so hot, it's so hot. What happens when a person is hot? I sweat a lot, I do this, I do that. Too much of work around. There is a lot of rajas in that. Now, the cosmic prana again. If the universe around you has an issue, everybody is a non-vegetarian. The whole town is a non-vegetarian. What are you? Same. Everybody in the company drinks. What are you? The same. You also drink because they drink. Right? Everybody takes bribes. What are you? You take bribes. This is the answer which I have personally got from people. I met this person. He said, you know what? I can't say where they are from, but I'll just tell you how they talk. My senior officer, he tells me today's days collections has to be so much. Go and make your collection. Go take bribes from everybody. So I go out and I have to take money from everybody. Then I come and hand over the entire bribes for the day to my senior. My senior says, I don't take that money. I have to give to my senior. And then my senior. It's a cycle. It's a very long chain. Now, I ask this person, why can you not be truthful and not take bribes? Do you know what is the answer he gave me? Sir, if I am truthful, which I am, he said these words, I am truthful if I am, and I don't take bribes from people, my boss's collection target will not be met. Okay? And then they will transfer me from one place to the other place. I will be thrown in a place where there is nothing available. Have you heard of big, IAS officers and all who try to make a lot of changes in their world, getting shunted from one place to the other place because they are interfering in everything? It is exactly like this. So, did you see the whole world is corrupt? You are forced to be corrupt. Got it? The whole village is taking dowry, so you have to take dowry. Otherwise, you can't stay in the village. You know that? The whole village takes dowry. You may say, I don't want to take. But what am I to do? The other people are forcing me to take. If I do not take, we people cannot live in that village. Then they will tell us, you get out of this village because you are not conforming to the village. That is why. Is that so? Doesn't that tell you something? The environment around you, identical to the cosmic prana, the world outside creates these tendencies in you. Remember this. One, you are born with tendencies. Born with tendencies. Number one. Number two, you develop tendencies in your life. So, when we talk of these tendencies, vritti, why were you born with this vritti, by the way? When you have two parents fighting with each other constantly, constantly at each other's throat, what is the effect on the child that is going to be born? By the time that child is 3 months old, in the womb, is he not already listening to the nonsense that your parents are doing? That child's parents are doing? You may ask, how does that affect? But it affected Abhimanyu, didn't it? I want you to think about it. Did it affect Abhimanyu, yes or no? Yes. Now let me tell you. When your father and mother, suppose you are an irritable person, you are an angry person, you have these tendencies. Your parents were always at each other's throats, or there were a lot of problems in the family. Family people were fighting with each other, there was no money, there was a lot of issues. The mother who is carrying the child, remember these are the words you should remember why this thing is happening. The mother which is carrying the child is having a lot of flow of adrenaline and every other negative component in her body. She is creating a lot of negative juices. Her hormones are reacting wildly. So what happens to the baby which comes out? The baby which comes out is carrying those tendencies inside the womb itself, because it is mixed around in the womb. And then they come outside. When the child is born, he sees his own parents are fighting and finally they have a divorce or something like that. And the child may see every day beating and this and so many things, so many bad things. So how does it affect the child? Did you understand? The vritti got developed because of the cosmic prana. All right? This, the intelligence outside is the one inside of you. If everybody in the village is becoming an IAS officer, you see, there are some villages where everybody, village means a town maybe, okay? Everybody does IAS examination and they pass those examinations. Everybody in a village becomes an army person. Why? Because this fellow is in the army, that fellow's brother is in the army, that fellow's, this one is there, that one. The whole village is army village. In some places, they have training schools. So everybody is in training school. The cosmic prana is actually affecting the person. So now think about it. If a child is in a happy environment, the parents are happy. They are loving their baby a lot. And the baby grows up into a loving child. Doesn't that tell you something? What is the tendency the person will have? Loving tendencies. But if a person is used to seeing fights and anger and upset in life, what happens to the person? Ugly tendencies come in. The whole prana around them is like that. So I tell many people, you come from a gutters. And the tendency of that is gutters only. Now I'm going to give you all an explanation of what is this word which I am talking about. Some time back, some person had come to me and I told this person, I said, see, you have young children, very small children. They should be sent to the best school in town. If the children with them are going to the best school, the what we call as the group of children that you have, now if the other children in the school are the children of say IAS officers or very rich people and all those kind of things, they come from a very good family, your child going to that school, does that person have a lot of different attitude? Yes. There is one serial, very old serial, I don't know how old it is. It's called The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. I think it is Will Smith or someone who has acted in that. He is shifted from a shanty, literally a shanty, to a very rich place. But he cannot let go of the tendencies that he has over there. But when he goes to this other place, naturally he has to develop those new tendencies. He has to learn how to eat with which spoon and which, fork and stuff like that. He has to know what are equestrian sports, what is golfing. But a person who may be staying in Brooklyn or some of those down market areas, do you think that person will know? No. But this person will have to know. So, idea is that why do you want to do this? Why do you want to create an environment which is happy, healthy, and more dynamic? Is because then the future tendencies are going to be good. In my world, when people come and work, when they stay with me or when they are with me, I teach them everything. First is I teach them humility. If I tell you go sweep the floor, you can't tell me there are mosquitoes over here, Chitty. So, think, if they come with their noses up in the air, I will not sweep, I will not clean. I tell them you have to clean the vessels also. You have to sweep the place. You have to clean the toilets. Why? And then I will teach you how to cook. A man should not cook. Who said that? The best cooks in the world are men. Women are not such great cooks. I'm sorry, because their minds are not in it. But you go to some of the best schools in the world, the, French schools where they teach, you will find more men over there. Why? Because some of the best chefs in the world are men. The only reason why they have this is they are focused in the job. I am not saying a woman is not. She is a multitasker. She can do 100 things. She can take care of the baby. She can look in the kitchen. She can take care of the person at the door. She can go to work. She can talk to her boss. She can talk to her friends. Meanwhile, keeping the other person on hold also while stirring the pot. A man is not like that. He will be only in the pot. So I teach people single pointedness. If you learn how to cook, how does a person cut an onion? How do you cut vegetables? You have to know these techniques. So I teach them that. Then I teach them other things. You may come as an absolutely raw person, but I will tell you, you have to now do the decorations. You have to go and wash the gods. You should know everything. You should know how to sing. You should know how to dance. You should know how to write poetry if you want to. Everything. If you have talent for writing or drawing or something, please draw. In other places, nobody is keen on you coming anywhere. So changing the tendency in my world is important. If you come from the gutters, where you have seen only continuous strife in your life, a lot of pain, a lot of anger, lot of upset, no money, and then you come to a place where I will show you how to work in that small amount of money. Leave your anger outside. Leave your upsets outside. Detach yourself from those things. So, cutting those tendencies is important. Now, here in this case, when you meet a guru, you know what the guru does? He removes your tendencies and puts them in the back burner. They will be lying over there somewhere. But if you are still the same person, the same tendency which you have got from the material world, from the cosmic prana, you can never become spiritual if you are continuing with the same thing in your life again and again and again and again. Imagine this. Our Prime Minister, Mr. Narendra Modi, he was called a chaiwala in his life. He used to sell tea. Can you expect him now in a Prime Minister's office to talk like that? I'm sure those who travel by train have seen joy, 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 joy. Like that kind. Do you really think he is like that? No, he has to change himself to that level. If you become a CEO of a company, if you are becoming a higher person, you have grown in your life. Do you think you can carry your stupid tendencies from the past life of yours, from the gutter that you have come? You have to develop new tendencies because it's a newer environment and there everybody talks in a soft way. In a board meeting, I'm not talking about the Indian board meeting, everybody is an uncouth person. I'm talking about the board meetings where everybody talks softly, they put forward their point, There's a kind of a thing that is there. There is a board. The board room is a beautiful place. And if you're on the board of directors of a company, I'm sure your boardroom must be literally like a palace, beautiful one. But your own house will be gutter. So now do you get the point? It is the place around you, it is the cosmic prana that comes and changes you. So you gather tendencies. So if you go in the company of drunkards, you are bound to become a drunkard. If you go in the company of drug addicts, you are going to become a drug addict. If liquor is available freely, just like that, everybody is drinking. So for you to take a little sip also is not a problem. Got the answer? If everybody in the hostel or wherever that you are doing drugs, it's okay, man. Just one small smoke, it's all right. You will also do the same. Because today is a tamasic yuga, isn't it? Kali Yuga. Tamas is filled in you. How to be lazy is faster than how to be good. I just explained this to you in this verse. So, I have taken a long time to explain this one verse to you because it's a very, very crucial one. Time is God. Tendencies are there with you. We are born because of your parents. This body has tendencies because of parents. Got it? The parents are like that. So the child is going to be like that. If you are coming from a very low, area which is absolutely low class, what class are you going to have? It's like Oliver Twist, isn't it? So, if you want to have better tendencies, if you want to be born in a better family, this life become more sattvic. Next life you will be born in a richer and a better household. Isn't that what we say in spiritual? There is a verse which I have done in the past, in last 3 months ago, where it is said, if you become more sattvic in nature, your next life is going to be in a much better household where people are pious in nature. They will be moneyed and pious people. But if you yourself are a gutter snipe, you will be born in a gutter. If you have demonic tendencies, the next life of yours, you are going to be some animal. If you are Rajasic in nature and if you die today, you will be born in a demonic womb, or you will be born as a poor man in the next life, a very poor person. So you have to decide which family you want to go into, which place you want to be born in. So acquiring tendencies happens because of the cosmic prana, the intellect around you. Everybody is studying, you will also study. If nobody is studying in your life, you are going to be a nincompoop. If everybody is an average student, you are also going to be an average student. But those who are on the path of sattva can make that place into a beautiful place. Those who have sattva guna in them. Have you not seen and heard this? Think about what I am saying. What kind of a family did Shankaracharya come from? Do you think he had a very rich set of parents? No. But he was from the sattva guna. Ramana Maharshi came from very poor set of parents. Now, all these examples I'm going to give, I will give you the eye-opener in the end. Ramana Maharshi, he was a sattvic person. He came from a very poor family. Ramakrishna Paramahansa came from a very poor family. Got it? Kabir, very poor family. So if I keep on telling you this, Jnaneshwar, parents didn't have any money also. Very poor family. Now, what is the difference between them and you? All these people who became sattvic in nature and became enlightened later on left their family and their house early in life. By the time they were 8 and 10 years old, they had out of the house. The environment around them changed. So let us say that you have shifted out of your own household, which was a very dreary one, at the age of 25 or 30 or whatever age you have shifted. Make yourself a very strong person today. Go towards sattva and become better and better and better. And do not allow the environment around you to affect you. Because if the cosmic prana, the cosmic intelligence that is around you is like that, is dreary, then you will become dreary. You will find that there are countries in this world where there is a lot of strife. What kind of people are live over there? Countries like Somalia, Iraq, Yemen. What kind of people stay in these kind of countries? You got the answer? What kind of people stay in China? They are willing to work at any rate. They are willing to sell the goods at any rate. They can give you the best quality goods there. Whatever from the highest quality to the lowest quality they can give. Whatever they want, the customer wants, they can give. Look at the projects that they are doing. Then go to Europe. Europe is all about enjoyment. The best cheese in the world. The best wines in the world. Do you think they are capable of working like the Chinese? That is why they cannot even produce children nowadays. See, most of these countries, they have only older population. It's because they have become lazy. The environment around them is like that. Drinking wine, eating cheese, eating all the good stuff, enjoying their life. That is what they have done. Do you think the Chinese do that? No. Vietnamese, why are they coming up? Ask yourself this question, you will understand it is everything to do with the cosmic prana. The intelligence around them, the tendency is identical with the cosmic prana. And time is none other than God. When you tell me today, I have come to the end of the satsang, when you tell me now in spiritual that you can do anything in the specified time, I can say one thing for sure, God is on your side. But if you tell me you can't do anything because you have a paucity of time, God is never on your side because time is none other than God. And if you destroy this time in your life, wasting it, there is no God in your life. And if you give an example that the environment is bad and that is the reason why I am like this, then you have not understood how to get out of it. So this word is very important. Tendencies is equal to cosmic prana. With your sattva guna, you can change everything. You just have to become good, absolutely good. Then everything can change. See, we have just come to the end of this 13th verse. Next time we will do verse 14 onwards, that is tomorrow. I know I have taken one whole hour for doing this, but it is extremely important for you to understand how you have to get out of these gunas of yours and become good in this world. Then you will have time on your side. God will be with you, and you will have the best tendencies of all. Or if you are a near perfect person, then there will be no tendencies at all. So take care, have a great day, and I will see you all tomorrow from verse 14 onwards. Bye.